name is Braden Dupree. I'm class of 2018 at Texas A&M. This is Texas A&M Paranormal Society. We go to haunted locations, not just around Bryan College Station, but we also plan to expand and go around Texas and kind of Google and also hear requests from other people and go to those places around Texas and investigate those places to find evidence of paranormal activity. How to get started? I actually started the group. I had an interest in the paranormal just by watching paranormal TV shows, just like Ghost Adventures and Ghost Asylum, and I just wanted. They were just kind of my idols. I just wanted to start a group like that, and I just kind of looked up how to start a group at A&M, and followed all the steps. We just kind of evolved throughout one semester, and now here we are as a recognized organization, and here we are investigating this building here at Francis Hall. It used to be a vet medicine building. Now it's construction science. It was heavily renovated and reopened in 2015. As far as we can tell, it doesn't really have any kind of stories behind the hauntings. So right now it's pretty hard to single out any spirits that are here. Unlike Animal Industries that had the story of Roy Sims who cut himself and bled to death. At that location we had a name and a story with it, so that was pretty easy to call out to a spirit. Here it's just kind of hit and miss. Are you here? Is there anybody here? What's your name? It's kind of unknown, hit and miss. Okay, you said you were a student. What was your favorite tradition at Texas A&M?
Spells out ring dunk.
Oh, I didn't think I'd get a response.
Why?
Oh, you yelped at this.
Oh God.
If it says L. Oh my God.
You liked yellow.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite too.
A Ouija board is used to contact beings from the other side, so primarily ghosts, but there's been reports of a Ouija demon, and so people have reported being like possessed or had bad luck after interactions with this demon. The Ouija board originated in the 1850s for the version that we know now, but it's been it predates that for some of the traditional versions of the Ouija board. And so basically what you do is you have your board, and then you have the blanket, which is like the triangle piece. And so you put your fingers on the triangle piece, and some people go and chant Ouija, 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 and then do 3 circles. Some just do 3 circles, and others just jump straight right into it. Really just depends on your preference and belief. And then you can ask it questions, and you're basically supposed to not look at the board or be blindfolded to get the most accurate results from it, because there's ideomotor muscles that basically there's a hand spasm, and so if you're looking at the board, there's a tendency that your hand will move, so you have to restrain your hand so that it doesn't twitch to a part where you get the answer you want. So either things that are unpredictable that you don't really have a preference for when you ask the question, or if you're blindfolded or not looking at the board, those are the best times to go in and do that, so that you have more credibility than, oh, I was looking at the board, it could just be your muscles twitching and then moving the piece and everyone going along with it. There's a lot of reports of bad stuff happening with Ouija boards because they're considered like dirty magic. Contacting spirits is a dangerous practice. And so, caution is always advised. And this was actually the first night that I actually touched a Ouija board. Yeah. I thought, why not? And we got that wild result.
Spell out your major. What was your major while you were at Texas A&M? Oh gosh.
She likes these.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
B. Are you trying to use O?
Crap.
That's okay.
You said B. What's next?
Okay, wait. T. A. Blank. What?
Maybe it's just saying bachelor's, BA.
Did you get a BAC?
Oh my god, I just said maybe she just got bachelor's
Yeah.
and something. She said yes. Okay.
Okay, so the Ouija board demon, it's ZOZO, sometimes OZ, but if you invoke a demon's name, you typically are trying to summon them, even unintentionally, because they're powerful beings. So you should never say the name, but some people did earlier, and that's a possibility of why we got the result that we did, but less likely. So the Ouija demon is basically a being that likes to go and taunt people, and it starts off by saying it's a nice spirit, and then it changes cards rather quickly and starts insulting people, or it'll go ZO real quick on the board. And so there will be times when people can be possessed by the demon reportedly, or they have extremely bad luck, and in worst case, death. There was a group of college students that went and experienced this, and all but one have died of suicide. So, Ouija demon is not something you really want to mess around with.
Okay, we're gonna say goodbye.
We're gonna say bye. We might come back. Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye. What does a ghost mean? It can be a dead person, obviously, that has just, I believe, not found their way to pass on to either heaven or hell. I believe they're just kind of stuck in the middle, to be honest, is my opinion. And so that's why sometimes people claim they need help from a priest or somebody to come and help move them on, a priest or a psychic or some kind of holy person to help move them on. But there's also demons, and nobody quite knows where they come from. At least I don't. Some people, have some ways to conjure them. Some people, Satanists, have some way to conjure them. I don't really have any experience with that, obviously.
To me, a ghost or spirit is the soul of somebody who died. It's actually read it in a book. So when you're alive, you have two forms of yourself. You have your physical form and your spiritual form. So basically when you die, your physical form has died, but your spiritual form is still alive. So essentially it's just the life of a person outside of their body. I think definitely some have really bad energies or were bad people when they were alive, so that can definitely carry on whenever their physical body is dead.
I mean, I like to think of ghosts. Well, I always think that they're just not so necessarily evil spirits. I mean, there are some evil or angry, I guess you could say, but I like to think of them as just souls who are just have an attachment to something, and they like to go back and visit, or I don't know. It's very, I don't know. You can interpret it in different ways, someone who's not ready to go on to the path to the next life or whatnot, or someone who just has an attachment and doesn't want to leave. So
I think there's like another realm of some kind that people are in when they die, because if there's no like where if there's nowhere for people to go when they die, there's not really a way for ghosts to exist. So they must be coming through somehow, and whether it's through like a physical form or like energy or something like that, they just leave traces.
Kind of piggybacking off what both of you said. I do believe there's something there. I believe what we see and can't explain usually has a paranormal origin, and yeah, there's another realm. I do believe in ghosts that we can interact with us and that aren't harmful or just trapped somehow. So in some way, maybe they're holding themselves back or something is keeping them here.
Are we speaking to the same spirit that Brayden and I were talking to originally?
Okay, so this is a pendulum, and basically the different people from different backgrounds use these for questions. And so depending on how you set yours up, if it, like for me, if it goes left, that means yes. If it goes right, it means no. And so you think of the question and then see how it moves. And I kind of use this just as a bauble, but other people go and like take it seriously and stuff. So I just keep it kind of as a keepsake for my culture. And then I actually have ruins here, which these are supposed to invoke the power of the fates, and there's like runic symbols. And so what I do is a 9 cast, and so you take 9 of these and you just pick them at random with your eyes closed after you shuffle them around, and then you go and toss them on the table. And if it's a positive question, all the face up values are the ones that you're going to read off to go and interpret your fate. If it's a negative question, all the face down ones are what will determine your fate. And you can ask about the past, the present, or the future, but it's not really a ask like a spirit like some people have tried to do. It's more of asking about events, and you're asking the fates, which are from like Celtic Scandinavian cultures, and it's like these 3 old women that control fate lines, and they determine your destiny, and you can ask them questions if your faith is strong enough. I've actually done some ruin casting on the 2nd floor to go and just see if we could get anything, and I've been pulling continuously 3 ruins each time, and most of them have centered around female trust, and the last one was female trust and friendship were the 3 that I kept pulling multiple times. Yeah, and it means that you're casting properly. If you keep getting the same answer when you ask the same question over and over, that means that you're actually getting the question that you're wanting answered. Because the probability, like there's 25 ruins, the probability of you drawing the same ruin and casting that and getting the same result is extremely low. And so that's why you can kind of trust more after you've done it like 3 or 4 times that that's the correct answer.
Do you mean us any harm?
Okay. We'll just close it.
Close it.
Yes. So it means
Goodbye.
it's
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay,
Goodbye.
so
Personal experiences. Not any strong experiences. Last summer, I went to a location that the Ghost Adventures crew had been on up in Denton, Texas, called the Alton Bridge. It's a historic bridge. The entrance to it is a gate, and as soon as I went through that gate, I just felt kind of like a gust of wind, but it wasn't all from one way. It was kind of from all sides, just like walking through something. That was like my first paranormal experience. Is just the feeling from that was just kind of weird. The next strange paranormal experience was actually at our last investigation at Animal Industries building, where there was a fluorescent light and it kind of popped, and I asked if that was a spirit. If it did it, can it do it again? And right after that, it popped again. So that was pretty amazing. But other than that, I haven't really had any outstanding paranormal experience.
I've like had like some like I guess kind of experiences that I'm kind of like gone back and forth debated like whether it was paranormal or not. So yeah, like that experience, and then the whole going and doing my ghost tours and everything. I guess that kind of has my like personal attachment to it, and that kind of made me more curious about it. I'm sure.
Well, have you had any experiences? Just one. It's when my stepdad's mom died. About a week later, I went upstairs in our house, and there was like 20 or so pennies that were just sitting on the floor, on the carpet floor. And none of us would have dropped them. Our dog didn't have anything to do with it. They just appeared. And I can't think of any, like, I guess, scientific or rational explanation for something like that other than she left him.
For me personally, the probably most impactful thing I've seen is I've actually seen an apparition through a window. I was researching different buildings and like going kind of checking them out on one of our vacations with my family. And as we go to one of these buildings, I looked in the window and I saw a woman in a white dress, and that was what was recorded in the stories about that building. So it's very interesting.
Are we speaking to the threatening spirit?
And y'all want to close it? Let's just close
Not
it.
yet. What type of spirit is this?
Look at the stuff on, like the speech thing, the data thing on the water fountain. It's like messing up.
T. O. What's it, God? Oh, God.
It could
said
be
God.
good.
No, it said God.
Somebody's
You're not God.
With the ruins, you want them made out of a natural object or placed inside something that's made out of a natural object. So I use a wooden box. Some people use a cloth bag. So you just kind of shuffle them around, and then you go and you pick out 9. And you can do it based off of feeling, what feels right. Once you get your 9, you go and roll them around in your hand, and you think what question you want to ask. And you cast the runes. And then, if your question is positive, then you'll read the up-faced ones. But I asked something negative, so I'm going to be looking at the bottom ones. So, X. Gebo, which is marriage, and Uras, which is strength. And then once you've gotten the runes have been cast and you've read your results, you can interpret them how you want, but they go along the runic symbol guidelines. So yeah, that's kind of just how you do it, and you can go and cast them multiple times to go and see if you get the same results, and if you do, then that tends to mean that that is in your fate.
Who are we talking to? Hold up. Someone's dog backwards.
Oh, I know.
God. Yeah, and it said, "What are you?" earlier. Hey.
But that's also what you said the name of the spirit that growled was.
Dog.
Are you the spirit that growled at Kiki? Should we be afraid of that spirit?
Should we be afraid of any of the spirits here?
Should we be afraid of you?
Should we close?
There are demons. Demons are real. We haven't actually been anywhere because this is only our third investigation. This is only our third investigation, and we haven't actually been anywhere where there has been evil things. So we haven't ran into anything like that. But obviously on those kind of paranormal TV shows, they claim that there's demons there. But again, there's shows. Some people who watch them, skeptics, they're just, oh, it's on TV. Yeah, it's on TV, but that's not real. But that's one reason why I started another reason why I started this group was that just to let people have the opportunity to prove to others that you can be a part of this and see that it's actually real, that it's not just something you can put on TV, that you can actually experience it.
For this club because my whole life I've grown up with the knowledge that ghosts and spirits existed. My mom has like hypersensitivity to that kind of thing. She can feel energies and people who have died around her. So she just kind of raised me kind of to be scared of it, but also to accept it as a part of life. And it just always really interested me, the idea that there is a life after death and it might not necessarily be heaven or hell. And I just have always wanted to do actual investigations like they do like in the TV shows. So I thought this would be a great outlet for that.
I liked the fact that it was like a new club, I guess. We're kind of the founding members in a way. Not really, but first year people. And also it's just like the subject is awesome. Paranormal stuff.
Yeah, I've been on a bunch of like ghost tours, kind of ghost adventures in different states with my my mom. And so when I heard about it, I was like, oh heck yeah, like definitely like sold on the whole going and like cutting down or like go see ghosts. So that was like something that was, and it was a break from like my other organizations like engineering and stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
I joined because I've always enjoyed ghost stories and just the paranormal in general. I've had a few paranormal experiences myself before this happened, and also it's a way to get me off the quad, which being in the Corps, that's always a luxury. So
I repeat, why should we be afraid of you?
Seems like we're different.
Yeah.
And we're back to dog.
Yeah, it's spelled dog again.
Are you referring to what dog spells backwards?
Zero? Like,
Oh, no.
Okay.
What color is the dog?
it's like it just says F.
Dash.
I asked if it meant
Oh,
Dash?
and it pretended.
oh. No.
Wait, what is it, Joey?
A black dog.
C. Okay.
Close.
Black.
Close.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Black dog.
A
black dog is an omen of death.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I just want to, if we can capture some evidence, we'd really like to share it, and just to prove to people that it's not just something that you know hear about in the media or on TV or just any kind of other paranormal show. That these things are real and they happen, and like here at Texas A&M, I mean, some students don't even know Animal Industries is haunted, or Francis Hall is haunted. Yet it's right here on your campus.
Wow. That would be, I don't know, that would definitely, I mean, we actually did, like, I mean, because I know we get some, like, recordings and images and everything. We kind of, like, go through them together as an organization and talk through them and everything. So we were, like, I mean, accumulate more evidence, especially about the campus and all the stories, like, and we're able to confirm them. I think that would be really, really cool, and that would definitely, like have more impact with me and like my, like, I guess, spiritual side. So
I think there is some truth to the seeing is believing, and like a lot of people won't even entertain the thought that there's something else out there. So if we could actually capture like real, legitimate evidence that maybe we can even see with our own eyes, it would be pretty groundbreaking.
Personally for me, I already do believe in this stuff, but I think if we did get some evidence, like photographic or even audio, if I could show that to people, be like, hey, here's why I believe this, and here's the evidence that I have to back up my claim, other than just memories, because human memory isn't the best thing.
Well, that's like the thing. Like whenever people ask about the organization or like what clubs are you in, you're like, oh, I'm a paranormal like organization. Either people are like, oh, that's really cool, or people are like, wow, you're crazy. Like we really believe in that stuff. So it's like
You're wasting your time.
one extreme or the other. Yeah, especially with my engineering friends, a lot of people are a lot more realistic. And a lot of people are like, you realize ghosts aren't real, right? And I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. Cool. Oh yeah. Oh, all the time. Girl, they're like, or they're like, does it offend you that I don't believe in ghosts? I'm like, no. So it's like, so like you you have those people who are like very, I guess, very like not like narrow-minded, but they have like one belief. There's like, they hear you like involved in this, and they're like, I don't know what they probably think of. I don't know what they think of, but they're just like, that's kind of like not my scene. And so it'd be cool to like kind of show them like, hey, I'm not like wasting my time. Like, look at what we're like discovering and doing and seeing. So that'd be another important thing to do as well.
Ability to use like cool equipment like spirit boxes and stuff like that, and also to see for myself, like up close, that ghosts exist and that they have something to say to us. It would show me that people don't always go away, even though they die.